And welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily. Joined now in studio, Ronnie Rocket Hickman joining us in studio, 31-6. Sometimes it's just nice on a Sunday to get a win, my friend. What does a victory Monday feel like, the way this defense has been playing, and to finally get a result?
It's a great feeling. You know, it's hard to win in this league, so anytime you get a chance to walk off that field with a W, it's a huge feeling, and something we got to build off of.
You guys had 3 interceptions in this game. You get the second interception of your career.
Mm-hmm.
How did that feel for you guys to finally just kind of have that breakthrough where it's, we're getting to the quarterback, getting the interceptions?
It was huge. You know, we talked about it a lot, especially leading up into the season as far as takeaways being, a main thing for us defensively and special teams too. And we got one out on kickoff. But it's just a great feeling, the work you put in week and week out. And being on the defensive side, you can't control when the ball's going to come your way or, things like that. So for us to, use coverage and the rush as well with the pressures and stuff like that, for it all to come together was great.
Now, think about your room in particular. Coach Bonda's had to be a great film session. You get a pick.
Yeah.
Rayshon gets a pick. Grant forces the fumble on special teams. Rayshon's kind of involved in Tyson's.
Yeah.
Grant's involved with the pressure on Rayshon's pick. McMillan gets a sack.
Yep.
I mean, you guys, it was just stat sheet stuff in Supreme right there.
1,000%. Coach Banda, first thing he said was like, I don't know how long y'all going to be in this profession, but I know, like, for as far as a room, to have a stat sheet like that, it probably won't happen again. So it was a great film session. We were able to learn, but also, just see, like, what happens when you put the work in. And it started Monday for us. Coming in after the game and just kind of setting that game plan of what's this week going to look like for us. So for everything to go in how we executed or wanted to happen was huge.
Obviously, you guys set a plan each week based on the opponent, but all sorts of factors in this one. The weather was going to be a factor.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like your guys' plan for this specific team was a little different than what we've seen in previous weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then in addition to that, to be able to execute it, did you have a feeling that this could be a special one on Sunday before it even started?
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. I think the coaches did a good job of that, kind of bringing us in. I want to say Thursday, it was kind of like, look, we're looking at the weather. It might be raining. It might be windy. So, we watched film of when they played games when the weather conditions were like that, and we just kind of saw how their offense operated, what changed and what they did, and we were kind of prepared for it. Honestly, we knew, the weather can go anywhere in Cleveland, being here for a few years, and it went that way, and it wasn't too bad, but it was different, and it changed the offense a little bit. And I think us being practicing it earlier in the week, being prepared for it, ultimately, helped us out there on Sunday.
When on your interception, like pre-snap, did you have an idea that might be an interception? I did a bad job on the call. I stepped over Siciliano because as soon as the ball left his hand, I felt like I was playing Madden with my buddy Vince, where like as soon as the ball's in there, I go pick. That's what I said. If you listen to the broadcast, I go pick, and then he picks it like 2 seconds later. But I could see it a mile away. Did you know pre-snap from maybe the splits?
Yeah, pre-snap, I definitely was like, I knew it was coming down to like the ops are getting slimmer and slimmer. So pre-snap, I kind of really told myself, like, come on, throw it to me, Tua. And it's funny, I caught the pick, but when I got to the sideline, I was talking to Casey, another safety in the room, and he was just like on the sideline, like, I called it. And everyone on the sideline was like, Casey called it. He called it on the sideline, and it happened. So I said shout out to him for manifesting that for me. But it was great, though, just to, to come through and, catch it and make a play for the guys.
This is you think about an 18-week season, a 17-game regular season. You guys have been you've been on buses to Detroit and Pittsburgh and flights overseas and everything else. You finally get to come home. It feels like it's been forever since we've played at home. Mm-hmm. What was it like? Was it a relief to just finally get back in front of the home fans and to be able to deliver after what's been kind of a crazy month?
Yeah, anytime we get a chance to perform in front of the Dog Pound, and, our fans is huge because we owe them a lot. They show up no matter what it is, rain, sunshine, snow, it doesn't matter. So to put on for them, give them something to cheer for, it was huge to put on for them.
By the way, that interception was pretty much in the same spot, I feel like, as your one against the Jets. Maybe a little closer to the goal line.
A little bit further back. I couldn't get to the end zone as fast.
That's what I was going to say. We watch it. You're used to taking those to the house. Did we watch the tape? Was there a cut you could have made?
Yeah, I think I cut too soon, maybe. But I felt the ball move a little bit, and thought came to my head. I was just
Do
like,
not
go down.
fumble.
Yeah,
Yep.
Let me just go down. I made the play. Let me just stay while I'm up.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Do you guys have you think about that 17 games, and you feel like you're doing everything right, but you're not getting the results in terms of wins and losses. but you feel like you have to keep chopping wood, and eventually the results will happen. And there have been little signs the last couple of weeks that maybe this was starting to go in the right direction. Do you feel like this could be one of those games that you look back on and say maybe some good stuff starts to happen because of it? Because everything, it felt like after weeks of things not really going our way in games, we finally had one where most things went our way.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, realizing what you did as far as preparation leading up to the game. Because that's where it starts week in and week out. And once you feel like you put a good week of work in with your guys, whether it's game plan, mentally, physically, whatever it is in the room, as a defense, as an offense, and when you see it show up on Sunday and you see, like, listen, when we do our job, when we don't hurt ourselves, then we can start winning. It was kind of one of those things. And we know what kind of guys we got in the room. We know what talent we have. But if we don't take care of that other stuff, the wins and losses, it'll just be a loss. So I think we see now, like, when we do our stuff and we take care of our business, what can happen.
How fun is it to play with a lead?
With who?
To play with the lead.
Man.
That's what I know Miles was saying he wanted. When you know they have to pass.
When you know that ball is coming out, it's definitely a good feeling as a defense. But we like to pride ourselves on just being able to go out there and doing our job, no matter the circumstances. But luckily, like you said, it's a great feeling as a defense, knowing that ball got to come out, because I don't think no one else got a D-line or a pass rush like we got.
Yeah.
So I know for us, speaking for the back guy, for the guys in the back end, we love that, letting those guys eat, knowing that ball might come out early, might come out overthrow. And like you saw, we took advantage of those throws.
Maybe it's something you guys are used to, but that's the first time I've ever seen a defensive coordinator shirtless get a game ball.
Hey, we caught him at a funny time. But he had to come out and get it. It was good for us to all celebrate at the end of the game.
What a moment,
he said
man.
300-pound bench press. I mean, he was looking pretty. He was looking all right.
Oh, y'all heard everything.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They put the video out.
Okay. I didn't know the
Yeah.
video was out, but shorts be in the gym.
That's all right, man. That's pretty cool. I think one thing that he did that is his personality is through all of you guys, and you can see it. And so when you get the result, then you see what happened yesterday, where everyone's so thrilled for him and for your guys' side of the ball, because you guys have been at an elite level all year.
Yeah. No, it definitely shows. We have an identity as a defense, but we know that our success can help, contribute to other success, and just that energy and momentum. And, once whoever gets it going, it's hard to stop once it's going. So any way we can provide energy, juice, whatever it is for the team, we like to do it.
How's it being just knowing you're the guy every week starting, like you are the guy? For you think about it, look, undrafted free agent, to make it the way that you have, that is a huge success story, not only for you, for the organization, and now you're the guy. Coach Bonda couldn't love you anymore, and you're out there balling.
Coach Ben is my guy. He stood on the table for me. But it's my role. We all have a role as part of this defense, as part of this offense. If you're on this team, even if you're not a football player, like in this organization, we all got a role, and we all got to do our jobs and perform and try to prepare the best so we can be the best on Sunday when it's time to do our job.
One thing that he really likes about you, one thing that has jumped out, I know a couple of weeks ago you had a career-high 9 tackles, and you followed up the next week career-high 10 tackles, is that we play a lot of single high, so it would be very easy for you to be like, you guys go ahead and you tackle up there. But you've really been getting involved in the tackles right now, 42, a couple more next week. You'll probably break your career high for a season in tackles. But has that been something that's been a real point of emphasis for you? If you think about that, 6 tackles a game from that single high spot to just be involved at all levels.
1,000%. Like I said, we all got a job, and if that ball breaks free, it's my job to get that guy down. Doesn't matter who missed. Doesn't matter what guy jumped out their gap. He's running. I got to get him down. And Coach Bennett does a great job of, drilling techniques and stuff like that week in and week out in practice. He doesn't like it all, especially keeping us on our toes, because the moment you let your guard slip, boom, it can happen like that. So it's just good to to be able to go out there and perform.
Third on the team in tackles. Only Carson and Devin Bush have more tackles than Mr. Hickman.
They be everywhere.
They are, yes.
They be everywhere.
By the way, you got a couple of former Jags. Rayshawn comes in, and then Tyson comes in.
Man.
The one where Tyson ran down Devon Achane, he
wheels,
was
buddy.
Nah, that's wheels.
Moving.
Because we all know 28. We all know what kind of guy he is, what kind of back he is. And it's one thing you don't want to do is let him get to that sideline. But I think TC showed. I think if he on the field, I don't think nobody getting to that end zone.
How about the play of number 9, your running mate back there? You guys have formed a pretty formidable duo, and he's probably playing his best football as a pro.
1,000%. GD put the works in day and day out. I think if you ask anyone around this building, just his selflessness, how much effort he's willing to play. Like, if you just cut the tape on, like, he throwing his body around every play. Like, win, losing, he gonna give it all for his guys. And you know, as a player next to him every play, like that only motivates you to do more. Like if he doing that, why I'm not doing this? And I think it just speaks to the character of who he is as a player and as, you know, just a person.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's really taken on a leadership role. That's who he was at LSU, and it's been great to see. But I think, you know, to your point, you see a guy who's playing at a Pro Bowl level go out there busting his butt on special teams. I mean, he came flying in. It was like a flying left-handed Superman punch to get that ball out there. Whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome to see.
It is.
This week, Vrabes was here all last year, you know, and we'd see him out in practice. He's a Buckeye like yourself. And to go up against him this week out in New England, what do you remember about Mike here last year, and how omnipresent was he? And are you looking forward to the challenge of playing, you know, what is turning into a pretty high-flying offense in New England?
A lot of energy. It was always fun to be around Vrabes, you know, whether he was popping in and out of meetings, just hearing him on the field. So I know he's doing a great job over there as far as, you know, mindset and, you know, what he's telling those guys. So I think it'll be a fun matchup.
Going to be this
Let's
Sunday.
go.
Keep it up, buddy. Great seeing you here in studio, Ronnie Hickman.
Thank you guys for having me.
You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.